Alright guys, today is August 31st. It's been about a month since I set these up, and I'll just go over what we're looking at and what my goals are for this project. So on the left here, we've got a lemon spice jalapeno, and on the right here, I have a candy cane chocolate cherry. So this is obviously just a yellow jalapeno from the New Mexico Chili Institute, and this is sort of a sweet pepper, I think, but it has incredible pods. They come out all brown and red and striped, and the leaves have some variegation on them. So if you couldn't tell already, I'm going to be crossing these two, and my goal is to create a mustard or a green-ripening pepper between the yellow genes of the yellow jalapeno, the lemon spice, and the chocolate genes from the chocolate cherry. And whatever striping and variegation this brings in will be an added bonus. So I've been fascinated by the mustard and the green-ripening superhots, but there's really nothing like that in the low heat range. So I'm hoping to sort of replicate that way of crossing between the lower heat peppers. And I'm really excited to see what I can come up with. So about a month in, the lemon spice jalapeno is just about to split. It's looking really nice, huge leaves, super healthy. And this one is only a couple days behind, and it still looks great. So you can see they're in the arrow gardens. They're doing really well. So this one should be flowering soon, or at least taking off, right? There's some nice growth underneath. I'm not too worried about topping them. I'm just trying to rush this project, so I'll let them both fruit, cross them, and then continue the further generations, probably in these same arrow gardens. These are just the sprouts I got on Facebook Marketplace. But I'm super happy so far, and I'm looking forward to the future of this project. So I'll update you guys once we get a little further along. Okay guys, it is September 3rd, so it's only a few days later, and as you can see overnight, the lemon spice jalapeno split in about 3 or 4 ways, and there's some flower buds forming at the top. I did not expect this plant to be so far along in just a month, so it's really great. But as you can tell, there's some nice growth along the main stem, and these larger, older leaves all around the plant are forming this sort of barrier and this shield, so it's not getting the right amount of light. So today I'll be pruning off these huge leaves all around, these older leaves, to get some light down to the main stem, and also to focus the plant's energy and resources up towards the flowers. Okay, I just took off a lot of these big leaves, and it seems like a lot because it was, but you can now see so much more of what's going on the main stem, and hopefully now all of these leaves will be getting a good amount of light, and all these nutrients from these beautiful roots are going to go straight up to the flowering buds. It's also worth showing you guys how the candy cane chocolate cherry is doing. It looks great, it's very healthy. I had an issue moving it into this arrow garden with the roots, but as you can see, there's a bunch of great ones coming in now. I had them both in the same one to start, and then after I moved this one, it had kind of a shock. But the plant looks super healthy, and it's only a few days behind splitting. There is no real growth along the nodes, but that's okay. We're mostly looking for flower buds and not leaves. So I'll update you guys again when the next event comes along. Okay guys, today is September 11th and I just did a full water and nutrient change on both of them. You'll notice that the lemon spice jalapeno has a really nice stem still, but it's still missing most of the leaves. And it was doing really well for a period of time after I trimmed it, but then my cat decided to eat pretty much all the leaves on the stem and off of this side. So it's a little sparse. I'm sure that added some additional stress to the plant on top of the nutrient situation, so it's been dropping its buds, and that's not the case with the candy cane chocolate cherry. This thing is looking extremely full and healthy, and it has split at the top and there's plenty of buds. I see maybe 3 or 4 at the moment, and with the lemon spice it's just a couple tiny ones on their way. So I'm hoping that by the end of the month they'll both have enough flowers to do some successful crossing. This one, I've noticed it's getting a lot more variegated on some of these upper leaves, which looks really nice. So I'm really happy with this one. It's definitely caught up. Also, in case you were wondering, I did take some preventative measures to keep my cat from eating the leaves. I took some lemon oil and put it on these cotton balls and just left it by the plants. When it was fragrant right after I put it on, for about the day after I set it up, he stayed away because cats, I think, are turned off by citrus smells and whatnot. So that was good, but by the time that it sort of mellowed out, on the next day he was back to eating them. So I think the best way to keep him away is just to make sure there's food in his bowl. But yeah, I wouldn't try diffusing the lemon oil. I think that could be potentially dangerous. But yeah, I did try to keep him away, but hopefully he won't do any more of that. Today is September 18th, and there is a very big update for you guys. The candy cane chocolate cherry has its first flower opened. So this plant has just been doing incredibly well. Really no setbacks at all. And right there, the first flower has opened, and there's a few buds opening behind it. This thing's actually covered in buds and new growth. I had to trim a little bit because it was pushing up on the light, and this thing's pretty hot. They were getting burnt. So I did a little bit of clearing off of the top, but really minimally invasive treatment with this plant, and the buds are starting to open. So it's very exciting. That means that we're gonna have peppers on here very soon. And over here at the lemon spice jalapeno, it's got some nice growth happening again, and under here there are a few buds showing up. So they're definitely a lot smaller because this did have some setbacks, but this makes me very hopeful that we'll be able to do the cross very, very soon. So just wanted to share this update on the candy cane because it's just doing incredibly well. No issues with the gardens at all, except for maybe the lights being too hot. But yep, they're both maxed out at their height, and they're both doing incredibly well. So I'm hopeful that this bud will start to grow soon, and then possibly even on this first bud, we'll be able to do the cross, and then back and forth and all that. Do you remember the 21st night of September? You heard it here first. The lemon spice jalapeno has flowers, as does the candy cane chocolate cherry, and right here you can see this flower is about to fall off, and back here we have another one. This one is actually setting fruit. Let me get a better angle of this one. A little baby pod right over there. So I've got this electric toothbrush. You just hold it up to the flowers, give them a little vibration, and then all the pollen just falls right down, and that's how I pollinate indoors. And you can see this one has some more buds that are catching up. So once I know that this one can set fruit, then I'll be comfortable crossing. And since this one's all ready to go, we just have to wait for them to catch up to each other. So I'll give this some more time to grow some more buds. I can see there's some forming here and here, but they're not quite ready yet. And this one has plenty. So we'll be doing this very, very shortly. I'm very excited. All right, guys, it is September 22nd. It's the next day, and it's time to do our very first cross on this project. So right here, I have the lemon spice jalapeno, and this bud right here, front and center, is pretty ready. I think this is about the point where I didn't do it last time, and then the flower ended up opening. So I think this is, for this specific plant, the right time for it to you know, get ready to cross. So you want a mature flower bud, one that's just about to open, but that isn't like super tiny. So I think this one's really perfect. So what I'm going to do is collect some pollen. Well, actually first, I should probably prepare the flower bud. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't normally like to do this, but I'm gonna get rid of this leaf that's kind of in my way and in your way. And I have these sharp tweezers that are really good for removing the petals. So I just grab the flower bud, start pinching away the petals like this. So all the petals are gone. Now I'm going to remove the anthers, which is where the pollen is created. Okay, so now that all the petals and anthers are removed, it's time to collect some pollen from the candy cane chocolate cherry, which is right back here. I'm just going to tap these flowers. We'll get some from here. And there's, I've been having a little bit of an ant problem, but you can see in the spoon there's some pollen on the bottom of the spoon. I'm just gonna sort of lick that up with this flower bud. And hopefully if that sticks, we'll have the very first crossed pepper. So I'll get some photos for you guys because this is kind of a weird angle, and we'll keep updating on whether or not I do the reverse cross or if this starts to grow. I'll also show you back here on the candy cane, there's a couple pods that have set fruit, so that's all exciting. Big things ahead. If this can work out, then we're on to phase 2, which is waiting for the pepper. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so I ended up doing 4 of these buds. This one is the one that we just did on camera, and I think it was the most mature, but I did a couple of other ones just to see what might stick. And they're all the same candy cane, well, lemon spice jalapeno crossed with the candy cane chocolate cherry. So hopefully out of these 4, something sticks. If not, there's plenty more on their way. Same with the candy cane chocolate cherry. There's buds and pods all over, so we have to wait for this one to get some pollen to do it the reverse way. But yeah, I'm hoping that this one sticks and the rest of them, it's a little bit of a gamble. But yeah, we'll update to see if any of these fall off. I have these little baggies over them to protect them, to make sure there isn't any other pollen flying around, to really isolate them. And yeah, I didn't bother labeling them because I know what I'm doing. But maybe I'll throw labels on eventually if a pod starts to form, in case I want to cross with anything over here. But yeah, this is what it's all about, and I'm really excited to see how this starts to progress. All right, everybody, it is September 26th, and we have officially set fruit for F0 of this cross. You can see this is the first one that I did on camera, and there is a pod growing there. We also have this pod growing from the first flower, and these other two still remain on the plant. This one also looks like it's forming a pod. The fourth one fell off, it wasn't quite ready, but we have plenty now to work with, and I'm just super excited because this thing, or this one, either one of these will hold the magic seeds to continue this project. And on the candy cane chocolate cherry, I crossed it back. So with the flower that was here, I used the pollen and crossed it onto the buds, of which there are plenty. And there's 3 on here right now, but this one I believe is the one that has set. You can see there's a little bit of a pod growing. There's also these other fruits that were formed on their own. These are just plain candy cane. They're not crossed with anything. But yeah, I did 3 of these buds on here, and it looks like at least one of them is growing. So I can say that we have the initial cross and the reverse cross all ready to go. So right now it's just a waiting game. We have to make sure that the plants stay healthy. You can see some of the leaves were yellowing, and I just did a nutrient addition last night, so hopefully everything goes smoothly with that, and these plants can grow the pods to their fullest potential and bring me some of those juicy seeds. So that's kind of where I'm at, and right now we're just gonna wait, and these pods will be forming very, very soon. Okay guys, it's October 27th. I was just about to go to bed, and obviously it's not here, it fell off. It's pretty dark green, it was getting really mature, it was almost ready, and I just noticed today it was just hanging on by a thread. So when I went to look at it, it fell off. Nothing else on here is crossed, so this plant is a dud right now. This one's still on, so I'm waiting on this. I'm hoping this stays, and it's got something good in it. I can still use these, I just won't have the reverse, but yeah, we lost the one. I should have done multiple, but that's okay. Maybe I'll try again, there's still some flowers. But yeah, this attempt failed. We still have this. I'm counting on this one. I'll update you guys when things start ripening, because you know I held off. They're pretty mature, but I held off on updating because nothing was happening. Obviously, this is the stage where you just kind of wait. But yeah, not the best update, but an update regardless. So I'll let you guys know when this one gets ready, I guess. Hey guys, it's November 6th, and the candy cane chocolate cherries have been ripening for a few days now. So we have some signs on both of them. This is just a regular one, but the crossed one has been ripening for a little bit. Not quite there yet. There's also signs of life on this lemon spice jalapeno. So if that first one had stayed on, it would have been ripening at around the same time. But this is just an update on the ripening. Nothing too crazy yet. This other cross has also ripened up, so things are going okay. Mostly just a waiting game still, waiting for this to fully ripen. And this one in the back is actually doing really well. This one's taking its time, but in the next couple of days this should ripen up, and then I don't know if I'll let it go overripe or if I'll just pick it when it's fully ripe. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to at least trying it. I've never had this variety before, and then we'll have some seeds to carry on the cross, and that'll be good to see. So Just an update for you guys. November 6th, things are starting to ripen. Alright guys, today is November 15th, and it seems like we've kind of hit the end of the road here with this plant, because our F0 pod has fully ripened, and this one's got some nice jalapenos ripening on it, but obviously we're here for this one. This is the main event. So I think it's about time we harvest this thing. So I'm just gonna cut it off. Here we have it, guys. The F0 pod, the candy cane chocolate cherry. Beautiful, beautiful pod. Really nice coloration. It's got some red striping on it, deep red. It's got this little mushy spot, but other than that, it's a nice firm and fully chocolate. So we're gonna get the seeds from it now. Brought it over to the table. So it looks like inside, deep chocolate all the way through, and smells okay. I did just try one from the other day, the candy cane chocolate cherry, and you'll have to check out the review for my thoughts on that. But these seeds, some of them don't look that great, but I'm sure there's a few in here that'll work. So let's get all the seeds out and onto the plate. I'm sure that, yeah, there's probably about 50-50 seeds here that look good, which is plenty for me. These ones by the top especially look very nice. So I'm sure we'll get some out of this. Some nice seeds. And these seeds are what will continue this project. So I will leave these to dry, and that'll be probably the end of this part, because the next part will be growing the F1 plants. So I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling and the progress of these plants. And now we have our F1 seeds. So I'm looking forward to, of course, the entire future of this project. And I'm so happy that now we actually have what it takes to get there. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys soon, hopefully soon, with updates on F1. But for now, I'll see you guys again, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.